Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, today we have got something slightly different for you, and that is because we are going to play National Master Nelson Lopez. Really excited about this and a little bit scared at the same time, just a little bit. But he's considerably higher than me in terms of his rating. I think he's 2,200 and something, but it's a real cool opportunity, and I'm just waiting for him now to send me through a challenge. And so what's going to happen is he's going to record the game, and he's going to give his thought process as we go along, and then I'm going to sort of give mine on my channel, and then I think he's going to take snippets out of mine and then sort of put it in so you can see at crucial points of the game exactly what he's thinking against the mentality of like a 1500 player myself. So it should be really cool. And yeah, again, just yeah, I don't know what to expect. I just hope I don't get mated in the first sort of 10 moves or so, which would be, yeah, that would be a bit of a catastrophe. But anyway, here we go. 1st of February. Wow, can't believe it. January was a long one, wasn't it? It was a long month. So, okay, I've decided. He offered me if I wanted white or black. I've gone for white. Now, I am going to go for I'm going to play the English because I feel fairly confident with my initial setup. Now, afterwards is where, when I'm playing people at my level, things can go sort of either way. So it will be interesting to see when you're playing somebody of his quality exactly how they go about it. Now, Nelson Lopez, if you haven't seen his YouTube stuff, check it out. It's called Chess Vibes. He does some awesome content, and it is seriously worth a watch. So get stuck into that. And yeah, just waiting for him to sort of finish setting up, and then we're going to get this show on the road. Okay, so we're going to play the English, and I like the English because I feel that it's a slow style, and you can kind of get your pieces developed. You can get everything sort of ready, and then you can sort of think about your plans. And it's got a variety of different ways you can kind of go about the setup as well. So I'm really sort of I've got no idea how I'm going to go about this, and part of the way I'm going to play against Nelson is going to be a sort of, I think he's going to sort of ask a lot of questions. So I might just have to adapt the way that I play. So it's going to be, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I think it's going to be 15 minutes with some increment as well. So that gives me time to think. All my videos so far have been 10-minute games. And talking through that whilst trying to sort of play your games is it's quite rushed. So I think this will be a very interesting, it'll give me some time to sort of really think about my moves. And that's exactly what I'm going to have to do every single move. It's a bit like David and Goliath, isn't it? I mean, this is, oh gosh, please don't get mated in like 5 or 6 moves, whatever. Just I'll do my best. I will do my best. And you never know. I've got nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. I mean, he's a quality chess player, and the law of averages says that I should get beaten probably, I don't know, 10 times out of 10. Maybe I might get the odd win if we were to play like 100 games. But these are the kind of games that it's going to be interesting to see how he goes about it. And yeah, it's a tough one. It's going to be tough, but wish me luck. Because I'm going to need every bit of luck. But yeah, no, I think the thing is as well, when you're playing higher rated players, and a few of the chess clubs I go to, I do play some of the decent players. And I think you can sometimes go in with the mentality that, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this, I'm going to get absolutely thumped. and you might have lost the game before it's begun. Some of that is psychological. So here we go. Nelson is here, and let's see what's going on. Hang on a minute. Right, okay. Here we go. Right, okay, it's 2,279. So we're going to go for our English opening. Now, I'll be very interested to see how he goes about this. What is going on? Okay, wow. Now, I always go for c3, and then I normally go for the fianchettoed bishop, g2. This is my usual kind of setup. Now, I think with this, I think I might even press e4. I think e4 gives me a bit of sort of central control of the board, and that's important. I know it will kind of block out my bishop. Okay, that's interesting. So they do that. I see this in a lot of games. Now I'm happy for him to take that. So I am just going to do this. If he wants to do that, I will probably just take back my d pawn. Okay, that's fine. He's doubled up my pawns. So already he's trying to make me uncomfortable, I think. And I certainly was, but okay, so now he's going to think about developing pieces. So that, for the time being, I think just invites my bishop in. So now if he wants to come in here, I think there's two ways I can play this. I can go for the fianchetto bishop, trying to sort of solidify that middle and really control it. Or there's also maybe bringing out my knight, and then I can maybe go here instead. So I think what I'm going to do, and it's bearing in mind when you push forward, you might want to go there. So therefore, I think that invites this in. So what I think I'm going to do here is stick to my original plan. And I am going to fianchetto. I am going to do that. Now I'm expecting the pawn push. Maybe even this. But if the knight comes out, to f6, and then I try and pin it, again, if you ask the question, then I can't go back there, because then I can just get trapped. So that would be silly. And then I'd just have to literally come all the way back, which would be a complete and utter waste. So now they've released this. So I'm expecting some pressure on this in a little while. So I might, instead of fianchettoing this, I might just go here. And then I think that might be best. Hold on. Do you know what? I can still fianchetto, can't I? Shall I stick to what I was trying to do? I think that's fine. Let me stick to what I was doing. Let me just not panic. Let's try and get our setup sorted out. Develop the rest of our pieces. Now the question is, okay, so now if we were to go here with the knight, you can come in and pin it, but it doesn't do much because we can push forward. But I'm reluctant to push all my pawns. I don't want to be doing that. It's going to castle this side. Now, the other thing is, when I'm playing people at my level, I will sometimes just go wild and attack down the G and the H files. But I'm playing Nelson, so I think that might be a bit silly. What I'm going to do is develop my knight, and I want to get this out. Now I've got a chance I can castle now, or do I want to be risky? Not risky. Do I want to be really aggressive against a player that's much better than me? I don't know. I think it's silly, but do I alter the way I play just because I'm playing somebody better than me? That's that psychological kind of side of the game. So they castle. So now I think, where can this knight go? This knight can't come into the action yet, and it can't come here. Goes there. I've got two eyes on g5. So that's fine for the time being. That's not an issue. Now, the question is, are we going to get this at some point? If that comes, then I think maybe we'll go queen c2. So now we need to be really kind of, again, I think we just need to develop this for the time being. Now, I did have ideas of maybe a double fianchetto, but I just can't really see me getting any action over here just yet. So I wanted to get this out of the way, and now I think I'm still half tempted to attack down the G and the H files. Now, if I was to do that, how would I go about it? Just try and line the pawns up? And this is where you can get found out if you get too adventurous, but see, I'm trying to think now, these knights, you go in here, and I mean, it's a slightly better position, because for the time being, I'm controlling this center. I think I'm happy with that. Not happy with my doubled up pawns, but I'm happy with how the setup is at the moment. Right, that's interesting. So I can see them maybe going for the fianchetto themselves. Now, that means this pawn would be vulnerable. So how are we going to approach this situation? Now, again, this knight can't come in here because it's completely and utterly... So if they do go here, then I think we might have to do this. Is that a bad move? And then you say your bishop... See, do we do this first? Just to sort of... We're going to do it. We are going to do it. Because I think that's what they're going to do. Now, I probably should castle, but I've still got in my mind about being really, really gutsy and going for the all-out attack. I don't know. I don't know what to do in terms of whether or not I do that or whether or not I don't. And I haven't got long to decide. So, long castles. My rook's lined up with the queen. Now, if I was to push on here, you wouldn't take with that because you'd lose your queen. So you'd take with this, then I take. That betters off my bishop, which at the moment is currently a little bit sad. So, gosh, I don't know whether or not so far I've stuck to my principles, and that is just to kind of develop my pieces, get my situation tight. I can't see any way in for this. Okay, so you can go there, threatening this. So, and you can also go here, actually, threatening this. Now, if you do that, I will just push forward. So I think, with that being said, I think if I'm then having to push pawns forward here, I think I might be silly in not castling kingside. So I think his next move or so will determine exactly where I'm going to castle. So, oh gosh, here we go. Right. Interesting. So I thought this might happen. So I don't want to take. If I take, I invite this in, this in, this in. So I think that just looks bad. Now, if you push, then I take, then you take. So that's also bad. So I think... So maybe if I go in here, is that a bad move? That is a really interesting move. So in this situation, I've got a way up. if they push on, see now all of a sudden this side looks a little bit vulnerable. So I'm not quite sure whether or not I should maybe, see this is silly, or is it not? Because I think if he pushes, then I'm pretty much just wasting moves going back and forth. I am going to, what about moving to the edge of this? Is that silly as well? Because I get the push and then I could potentially just be trapped. So let's just forget about that. Now, I cannot take again because I've got 3 things lined up on it. And that's just really bad. So what I might do, and I also can't just go back because then if you push, I'm trapped. So I am going to, actually I'm not trapped. So if I push back here, this is a really, really important moment in terms of how these better players do this kind of stuff. So I am going to, do you know what? I'm not going to change the way that I play. And I'm going to long castle. Now, I don't think he'll have thought I was going to do that. So this is very interesting. Again, so now, if we get the push, we'll take. He won't take with the rook because that would get taken. So he'll go here, which then would close up the position. I'd also have to move the bishop back, which is a little bit kind of... Also ideas maybe, say it was my go again, of pushing. He's got to take with this. Now if I take with this, then the rook is lined up with the queen. So that is an idea. Potentially, if this was to go here or here, maybe try and get this in. Slyly go there, looking for the cheeky fork. But obviously I expect my opponent to have seen that a million miles away. So I have to kind of, I need to come up with a plan. I need to think of a good plan. So here they're probably weighing up whether or not if they push, I just think that kind of closes it thwarts their own attack. So I don't mind them pushing. That's okay. Now if they do, I have to go here. Or do I take? Okay, so if they push, we take, they take. Okay, that's fine, and we back off. That's what we'll do. If they take, is there any sort of, just got to make sure my king's not in a checking kind of position. So if they take, my queen can take. Then they could potentially have, then they could maybe go like this. So bishop g4. And then I've got 1i, 2i with my queen as well. So then I need to be a bit wide because this rook is then looking a little bit kind of weak. So I think here I need to play really carefully these next few moves. Interesting. So they're seeing this pawn. Now if we go here, threatening this, you just take that. So that's not an option. So we are just going to defend it like, so if we defend this like that, that's fine. I think that's fine. So let me just make sure. So are they wondering what? Or do we just ignore that pawn? If we ignore this pawn and push forward like we said, they cannot take with this. They would have to take with this. Say this pawn wasn't here, the bishop would take this, but then if we go like this, is it trapped? So I am going to try this. I'm going to try it. I want to see what the computer thinks of this afterwards because I think this is quite important. So we're going to try that. So again, that to me is not a free pawn on a2. Now, I wonder exactly what they're thinking, and I'm just curious to see what they do here. If they do nothing, then I would just take. They take. Separates their pawns a little bit. They'd still have 3 pawns here and 2 here. So so far I'm kind of happy with how I've kind of got through the opening, and currently sort of in the middle game that, so I am fairly happy. Position wise, I'm not entirely sure if I do like it. Okay, so now I can, if I think about it, I can take that, can't I? I don't want to be blundering any pieces. So if I take that, and then they take, that just hangs the queen. So they cannot take that back. Now, if we do that, then what? I'm expecting... See, this is a tough one. See, I think I've worked this out enough that if I take this back and they take, can they go full? Can they do anything? Is there anything more I need to be a little bit worried about? I mean, if this wasn't here, this would be the same sort of thing. They couldn't take here. So I need to also think about ideas, maybe of going here, taking out the knight. If the other knight takes back, then maybe take this, and then we've got options of maybe this. So we're trying to, but I think for the time being, we can just do this. We can take that. Now I'm slightly worried because I think we've given them the rook file. Sorry, we've given them the b file. That's slightly concerning. Can't take. Is there any checks or anything like that? So queen could even just come over now. And then things are kind of heating up. So if the queen comes over, or even if the rook comes over, then I think we need to come all the way back. Again, if you take this, then I go for, ooh, okay. So hang on a minute. I'm starting to see some tactics now he could have. If you go like this, then that is a pin with my queen and my rook. So I need to be careful about that. So maybe time to sort of pull this back over here. That's fine. Or maybe if they don't move the queen, maybe just move this here. But then if I do that, the rook could just come here, take, I take, and then queen can come over, and then they can do the same thing again. Right. That is interesting. So now I think the best thing to do is to, I prefer to keep this here for the time being. Now, I don't see anything wrong with that. It's defending as well as potentially lining up against the knight and the rook. How are we doing for time? We're still fine for time. This increment as well. Don't need to really worry about that. I just need to keep focused. Now, currently this is still a tension. Got 3 things, 4 things looking at it. So, are we expecting the rook to slide over? For the time being, this still can't really get to the game. Or maybe we're expecting this takes, I go through, and then I'm really kind of against it. So it's funny. So my idea was to be really attacking and just sort of go all out. And now his king's looking completely and utterly safe. And I'm worried about my situation. So I'm already learning a lot here. Now, If I go here, now, if I go here, then what? I'm threatening this and also this as well. So is there anything that I can kind of see? Maybe I do need to get this pawns forward. Like I initially said, shall I just go for it? I mean, I'm not quite sure how this is going to pan out at all. I think... Okay, right. Now, that is interesting. Wasn't quite expecting that. So what about this, though? What about if I just go here anyway? Sounds mad. They take, I push forward, and if they just, then I could just maybe just go wild down the G and EH files. See, this pawn, I think this knight needs to move. Now, I think that isn't a bad square. Or is it? Because then you can just push, can't you? If you push, then I have to go all the way back. So there are ideas there of him trapping my knight. So I think if I go there, challenging the knight, you can just defend it like that. So that doesn't really work. Maybe I need to reroute this. So maybe I need to kind of go here and... Is that a better thing for my... I think that's a better idea, actually. Because as things stand, where would I go with this, though? Maybe go there? Then I can't take or anything like that. But I just think at this moment in time, it's going to be more beneficial for my bishop to be over on this side of the board. It's got nothing here, let's face it. It's got nothing. Queen and bishop are lined up. These pawns are in the way. I am going to... Or do I move this out the way? If I move this, can I move it here? Then if you take this, for example, I've got 1 eye, 2 eyes, and 3 eyes. I think that's okay. Now, I think sometimes it's a bit passive to kind of just drop your pieces back. But I just think in this kind of instance, I think I need to be a bit more cautious. And that's been a bit of an issue. Now, if you take, this then becomes free. So they may ask the question. So if they do that, maybe knight in b3 really bad. Is that really slow? See, I need to think now. So if they take this, then I'm going to take back with my knight. Kind of have to, don't I? Protecting this. And then also my queen's in line with it as well. Then if you press, then I take your knight, threatening the rook. Rook moves. And then where does my knight go if it's under attack from this pawn here, is the question. My knight could just go... I can't see it. My knight would be... Would it have to come back? It's interesting. So I can also now... Maybe even, if nothing like that happens, maybe push this pawn up. So this pawn wouldn't be vulnerable if taken. So, oh, wow. I love it. You go through every kind of scenario in a few things that could happen. And all of a sudden, something totally different happens. So let's get our heads back into this kind of situation. They've now pushed on. And the question is... Why? Are they just... Because if I take... Is your rook going to come in and take? Is that the plan? Or if you push on again... do I, for now, if I lock this down, I'm tempted to lock this down. Can I lock it down like this? So if I go like this, for example, it just seems a way too... I'm going to do it. Why am I going to do it? Because if you take, I'm just going to take back here. This pawn is defended twice. Happy with that. This knight still can't come in. Goes there. I would take. Not having his knight up in my face. That is not happening. Then you would take. Then I could just push you away. So I know my bishop, I was saying, looked really bad before when it was over here or whatever. But it now is looking really sad. So now I think is a cool time to be able to just pull back here and then maybe go here. Ideas of that? Right. We thought this was coming at some point. Now the question is, so if you take, I can't currently, so I can't do anything about it. So I think I need to go here. Now that is fine, I think, because it's defended once, twice, 3 times. Now, I still think maybe coming in here might be a useful idea. Okay, wow, this is getting spicy. So now this has got me thinking that they're just going for this... going for the bishop. Now, I'm worried. My main worry is not the bishop, because I can just move my queen over. But then if you take, I take, I'm okay. But my main worry is that this knight can come in at some point and maybe just do some sort of craziness. So ideally, I don't want to have my queen lined up with their rook. That to me just spells danger. But at the same time, and then I don't have many choices. I don't want my king to be the main defender. So I'm gonna do this. I feel like I might have to. Now we did expect this. So Nelson is a good player. He's probably calculating way quicker than me, and he's probably got a plan. In fact, I'm convinced he's got a plan. Now we just need to maybe do this. Get this into the game. Then I think queen just rolls back. If you do, maybe I'll go here. I do not like that bishop one bit. It has just been chilling there the whole game, and it's just waiting to sort of do something. Now if you were to take, I could take with this. It's not a great plan, but it's a slight, I mean, it's a bit of an idea. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. So, yeah, I knew these knights were going to come into action sooner rather than later. So now, again, this square is protected 3 times. So that isn't so much of an issue. What about if you go here, c4? I can just take, and I'm still fairly all right. Well, hang on. So if you go here, I'd have to take with this. Bosh, you take. Right, this is, I need to figure this out. So if you go here, oh wow, okay. That's naughty. That's vicious. So wait a second. Let's try and work this out. So c4, attacking my bishop, attacking my queen. So then this has only got one defender, which would be the queen. And I can't get this out of the way quick enough because I'd have to move my queen. So I think now, and what about if I go here? if I move my bishop there, then you go in there attacking my queen. I can just take. Or do I up the ante? You're attacking me, I'll attack you. So if I just go there attacking your queen, what do you do? Do you go in there like so? And then I can't take because then you take and then I... So I think I need to deal with this. I think that's crucial. And I think I'm going to do it. If I've got this wrong, I am playing a quality player. Okay, no, I'm just thinking he could have just pushed, but I would just take then. Because I'm in a situation now where it's looking a little bit sticky. And there goes my ideas of trying to attack down the G and the H files. So still plenty of time. I mean, it's 2 minutes and a half for him, basically 3 minutes for me. Right, so this is where the other rook comes into play, does it? Now, can we attack the queen? If we attack the queen, can you just counter it like so? Then if we say, this is mad. Okay, so if we attack the queen, let's attack the queen. Let's do it. Let's attack his queen. So, is there still any ideas of that? And I can just take, and this is actually really helpful now. I kind of need this to be, might even move it slightly closer. So I can now potentially just go like this, advance forward. Can I? No, I can't. It just hangs my bishop. And this is a good this is the good kind of thing about longer games as well. Just you can really think about things. So here I need to, is the queen just going to drop back? If the queen drops back to here, then I've got 1, 2, and then if you line up this other rook as well, this looks dangerous. Whoa! Whoa! Now, obviously, I cannot take. This is one weird situation. So hang on a minute. What have they figured out here? Because I'm currently leaning towards taking with the knight. I don't see any reason why I can't do that. I can't take with the queen for obvious reasons because of this bishop, which has been so annoying the whole game. So I am going to take with this. I'm going to do that. Okay, now queen moves. Now you've got 2 attackers on this. You might also go here, which is actually quite sly as well. So that means if you take, if the queen takes that, I can't take back because I'd be in check. So that's quite sly as well. Gosh, okay, again, slightly worrying. So I think I need to, I'm rushed for time now a little bit. I think this could come. And if it does, I've then got 1, 2, 3 eyes on this. So I might get found out now. Could king come in and do anything? So I'm gonna do that. Does that make any sense? I'm gonna do that. I think that's all right. We go here, threaten the queen again. Queen can just move. If we do that, we need to get these rooks into the, we need these rooks more active because at the moment this rook's coming over. Now this is, I could see that happening maybe. And then if you take, I can't take because I'd be in check. So I should have maybe gone here. B1. Yeah, we saw that kind of coming, didn't we? Ooh, okay, so now I think I have got to just move back. I've got to do that. Now, thankfully, oh, is there another one coming? There is another one coming. Okay. Oh, now, is there anything we can do here? If you take, then I can take. And then there's still the queen and the king defending. So could I maybe just go... Is there anything I can do? If I take, the queen just takes. So I think I might need to come on in here. I think I'm losing a piece, but I think I kind of need to lose that piece. I think... Is that worth it? Do I get anything from that? No, I don't think I do. So I'm going to go here. I've lost a piece. Now I think if you take, I take. Now if you take, I take, rook takes. Oh, yeah, okay. So now, if I just take, is this still dangerous? How dangerous? It looks pretty dangerous. This is where the other rook comes in. Been worried about that for a little while, and it looks like it's about to come to fruition. So, ooh, wow, 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 wow. Yep. So we're gonna have to lose the queen. Yeah, we're gonna have to lose the queen. But look, we're still okay-ish. We've got 2 bishops, 2 rooks. He's up the exchange. So it's not all doom and gloom. Now I think, okay, they've stopped me coming in for any kind of check. So I think I need to go here. That works. Having to play it quickly now, so mistakes can't come in here. Right, that's fine. Now, this would be hanging. So we are now, unfortunately, losing pieces at a fast rate. So what about, is there any kind of play we've got here? So this pawn, attacking this. We've got eyes on this. Is there anything we can do? There's no check there. Queen can just take. Check there. Shall we just ignore... If you take that, so we're gonna have to push that pawn forward. Can't lose that pawn just for free. Now there's a check. I can just come back. That isn't an issue. There is a check there. If that's the case, if you go here, I just slip here. Then do you go there? And then the queen can go here, doubling up. So yeah, maybe I need to go this way. Just so I'm protecting a bit more of these kind of squares here. Okay, wow. Now you actually kind of block off. So now, is there anything? So what about now? If we kind of... Okay, so if you go, I've got to move. I've got to move. Just got to move. So you're going for the check. Oh, he's going for the... Yeah, that's a nice kind of... Yeah, see, unfortunately, I kind of just ran low on time, and these kind of fine details are what separates the really good players, and it's just, it is what it is. It's just interesting how the whole thing kind of developed. So now if I go here, you can just press here. So I think I just need to slip back, and this could be the final nail in the coffin. There's a check. Chucking the check. Attack his queen. Okay, now I have to move. What do I do? No, I have to exchange the rook. I have to. I can't allow. I think I have to. Right, is there anything? Can't come in there because of the bishop. Cheeky little check there. Ooh, okay. I can just go here. Just here, that's fine. Protecting this pawn as well. What's the pawn situation? 5 against 3. It's looking slightly bleak. Now I can go here, which defends this pawn. Okay. Now, if I take, then what? I think I need to take. Okay. Now, do I go? I can't come here, so I think I need to just drop back. Is there any more checks? No. So I think now, maybe go here. I mean, the bishop here are still dangerous, but I'm running out of pieces and material. So I think go here. I've got to go back. If a check comes in, now, what's the chances, guys? What are the chances? I know, very slim, but look. So here I think they will just use their sort of pawn advantage to... Now, these two working together looks okay, I think. See, that pawn is still defended. These two are looking after each other. So now I need to kind of go, if I go here, then what? Then there's a check and you take this. So I think I need to kind of go here. I can't afford for that check. Yeah, it's... Okay, then you go in like that for the check. So what about if I go here to try and block it? Because I think that's going to happen. So I'm literally just hanging on by a thread. Now, okay. Is there any kind of little checks that could work? Now, I need to be careful. So the question is, can I just go here maybe? Is that fine? Am I getting checked? I can't see a check. Can't check there. Can I maybe just push on here? Get these pawns anywhere closer to the finishing line? Just one of these positions, just get kind of ground down slowly but surely. Now, if I was to kind of maybe just go here, march this forward. Again, there's no check. Oh, there is a check there. If that happens, I can just drop back here. I mean, these two bishops are really strong. I mean, they're really good, but... Okay, now, if I was to go here, then what? I can't see any reason why I can't take that. Am I being silly? Yes, I am. If I do that, you could have gotten this. Okay, still doing it. Stop it. And that's basically that will seal the deal in terms of their pawns being able to do that. My pieces literally are at a point now where I can't really move. It's like being sort of strangled by like a boa constrictor. So I'm going to go here, take the pawn. Yeah, very nice. And then I took my after ball. This is what happens at this level. It just happens. And then I think that is pretty much resignable. Yeah, just out of respect. I mean, there's a time and a place, and that is how it works at that level. They just kind of grind you down all the way, and I mean, that was a really interesting game, and I will have learned a lot from that. So, just intrigued to see the review. 71% accuracy. Okay, look, look, I'm happy with that actually. I am happy. There were no blunders or silly mistakes. But it goes to show Nelson made one blunder, but he could have made 2 or 3 blunders there because he's so strong. You can just turn things around, and the blunder was probably something the computer doesn't like, but still made sense anyway to Nelson. So that was really intriguing. I'm going to quickly go through this game now, and I'm going to have a little look because this is all fine. I want to see exactly what happened there. Okay, this is all fine. I mean, Nelson is slightly in front at the moment. Okay, this is all good. Didn't like that. I was worried about this coming in, and I wanted to kind of get there first, but it's an inaccuracy. However, it's still not exactly. It's pretty much even. That's fine. I did debate that, and that was silly. The computer thought just taking was better, but then I invite this in. There was 3 eyes on that. I don't like that computer. I'm sorry. I didn't like that at all. Okay. And then here. No, okay. Threatening a bishop. So it's going to say this. Yeah. I looked at it, but I thought you would just drop back or drop here. And if I take, I get your bishop, I get your rook ready to start the game. So again, it's interesting what the computer says sometimes. Now, taking with that, it didn't like that. It still wants me to go g5. Okay, but I just thought, look, can't take that, so at least I get my pawn. Then I have to move the bishop out the way. Didn't want that. Did you want me to go all the way back? It did. Interesting. So then now they are 1.2 in front, and then I come over here and I'm thinking of trying to get my pieces more into the action. That was good. Definitely the right move. Now I'm getting worried. Now I'm slightly anxious about my B file, which was definitely my downfall in the end. And then I go in there. So the better way to defend the bishop was to pull... Oh, the king! I thought about this. I had a good think about it. That was absolutely terrifying, trying to protect that bishop with my king. I don't get it. I mean, I don't... Yeah, I find that really hard to digest. Now, here I'm worried about you coming in there, threatening this. If I take, then you can take, and I can't take back and all that kind of stuff. And I thought it was a bit of trouble. So I've gone there, which was bad. So he wanted me to do what? F1. Yeah, it did. It came. I got there in the end. Okay, so that was bad. And that was a blunder? Eventually to win a knight. So here I'm 2.1 up. That's fine. That's a good move. And that's the way to win a knight? Oh no, I'm seeing it now, I'm thinking I should have gone there. Is that going to be right? That is right, isn't it? Oh my gosh, I missed out. That's gutting. That's something I might have. That's something I should maybe have seen. Okay, so they do that. Then you take with the wrong piece. I should have taken with the queen, and then they lose their queen. Is that right? No, you take with the pawn. Okay, interesting. So take with the pawn, and then that's really bad. That's really bad. What did you want me to do there? Yeah, of course. Wow. Oh, wow. And then here, that was. I just hang on a minute. This was. I did look at it. I looked at it, didn't I? I did. I've got it on recording. I did go for that. Well, in my mind, I thought about it, but I just so scared of all of this, and I shouldn't have been. No, but then that's a check, so I have to deal with that first. And then I don't know. I looked at it. I thought about it. Then went for this. Lost a piece. Went for this. Then they've gone out there. I quite like that. Then obviously I lose my queen. Take. So I got some compensation, but from here, I've gone down the hill already, and this is just kind of. It leads into a. Was there anything? Yeah, and then I got fought, which was. Yeah, I kind of saw these things happening, but it comes at you so fast, and you just kind of, yeah, just what I wasn't ready for it. I take, and here it's completely and utterly winning. 5.4 to Nelson, and then here it was just sort of, it was like being strangled by a snake, just slowly but surely suffocating me, and it was what it was. But I tried to stick in there for a few moves just to kind of see if there was any kind of possibility. Tried to keep it tight, and then eventually move my bishop and get taken. See, that was interesting. I mean, and yeah, this was the mistake, and that was it. And that's just sort of that's game, set, and match. But look, anyway, I just want to say that was a real cool experience. And seriously, check out his stuff. I'm not just saying it. It's Chess Vibes on YouTube, and he does some sound stuff. And I've actually watched a few of his videos, so being able to play with him was a real pleasure. So listen, guys, thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you guys real soon. Okay, take care. See you later. Bye bye.